Hello everyone, and welcome to the fall semester and your research seminar course. I am Dr. Elizabeth Simpson. I'm going to be your instructor this semester, and I'm very excited for this class and just wanted to provide you with a little bit of a welcome statement from me this first week and to review the two most important documents as you begin this semester, which are the course syllabus and the course schedule, equally important, both of them. So I hope you all had a great summer. For those of you that have had me, hello again. For those of you who I conducted your interview. Hi, nice to see you or meet you again virtually. Some of you may not know me. I did have a kind of a modified duty maternity leave during the spring 2021 semester. I had a baby in December, and so and then I worked on a grant over the summer, so I have not taught courses since last fall, but I'm excited to be back this semester, of course, and to get to know each and every one of you as we embark on this journey of discovering our love and passion for research. And I say that with a little bit of sarcasm because I completely understand that for some of you, you may love research. You may have conducted research in the past, done it for jobs, have a different, type of research background, want to do it in the future, and that's fantastic. But there are others of you that may be intimidated by this class, a little apprehensive about what this course entails. And so just so you all are aware, I am mindful that there's a spectrum of interest in terms of research as it relates to counseling and the counseling profession. My hope with this course is that I can strengthen your understanding of research and counseling, that I can introduce you to some concepts that you may not have been familiar with, different research techniques that you may not have been familiar with, or just kind of reintroduce you to some of those ones that are the standard research techniques. And more importantly, part of this course is focused on program evaluation, and that is a large part of what we do in the counseling profession, and it includes research. When you're doing program evaluation, you are conducting research to a degree, but it's not exactly the same. We don't look at it as the same, but we always are doing program evaluation because we need to make sure that the services that we're providing to our clients are working. And we don't know that unless we evaluate the programs that we are providing to our client populations. And so this course, yes, does focus on research. Yes, there is an emphasis on that for sure. Yes, you will need to know these things for future exams when you graduate. But the other part of it is really on program evaluation and how important it is, even if you aren't interested in research, even if you are counting down the days until this class is over, knowing about program evaluation and the importance of it will be useful to you in the future. So I start out, by saying that. The second thing I always want to say at the beginning of the semester, you will not be conducting an actual research project for this course, okay? So a lot of times people come into this class thinking, oh, geez, I'm going to have to actually conduct research in this class. We are not doing that. You will not be running any kind of statistical analyses. You're not going to be crunching numbers. What I do expect is that you complete one of your first artifacts for this course, which is your program evaluation project, and I'll talk about that in a second. And for that, it requires a little bit of imagination and thought into, what might happen if you conducted a program evaluation. But for this course, we are not actually conducting any type of research. We don't have the time. There's a lot of you in this class. We don't have the resources to do that. So, take a sigh of relief if you were concerned about that being part of the class. So other important things just to mention as we get started in the semester, I don't provide video recorded lectures for every single module in this class. There are a couple reasons for that. One is because there are weeks when you're going to have a lot to do. This is a course that will keep you busy, and I don't like to skirt around that, okay? This is a difficult class to a degree. There's a lot of work and a lot of reading, and sometimes a video lecture from me is just reiterating what is already found within the module itself, the supplemental materials I provided for you, the discussion post that may be up for that week. So there are weeks where you may see that I'm not posting a video lecture. don't be alarmed if it's not there. Just, it is what it is. I don't often put up notes either. It just, if you see me, great. If you don't worry about it for that particular week. There are other weeks where, because of the way that I've structured this class, early on, you're going to get started thinking about that final project. It is not my intent to fail anybody in this class. I want you to have an appreciation for research, and the best way I've found to do that is to help guide students through the process, rather than just, providing correct or incorrect, grading and feedback to students. So we will get started early on in conceptualizing what your final project might look like, and we'll be doing a lot of activities around that, which I'm not going to get into today. But there are weeks where I'm going to be providing you with more targeted feedback. And so because of the size of this class and because of the amount of time it takes, on those weeks, it's not likely that you're going to find a video lecture for me, but you're going to be provided with, like I said, some targeted feedback specific to the work that you're doing and the ideas that you are coming up with and cultivating and things of that nature. So you won't see me all the time, but hopefully it's useful when you do. I don't know. Other things, I am a mother of 3 and I have 2 dogs. I'm currently recording this in my home office. I tell you those facts about myself, one, because again, some of you might not know me, and I like to share who I am to a degree, but also more importantly, because interruptions may happen. All 3 of my children are young, 5 years old and under, and my dogs are just dogs that like to bark, at very inconvenient times. So if it happens, it happens. Please know that if you are talking to me during my office hours on a phone call and a dog barks in your background, a cat crosses the computer, a bird lands on your head, I don't care. It doesn't faze me. At this point, nothing fazes me when it comes to distractions on Zoom, if you will. And so hopefully you all will be understanding of the life that I have in this lovely background in my windowless basement office that I've been using for the past 1.5 years. You might also see me hopefully in my actual office. I do have office hours this year. If you prefer to hold them via Zoom, that is perfectly fine. We can schedule meetings. I'll be on Zoom on those days. If you need to work outside of my standard office hours that are listed on the syllabus, that is also fine. I can do evenings, typically between the hours of 5 and 7:30. It's just not great for me in my life, but I am one of those people that you may get an email from at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And so I can work around your schedules. I understand that a lot of you are holding full-time jobs, and so I'm mindful of that as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the syllabus. If you have not pulled up the syllabus and the course schedule, pause right now and do so. They are incredibly important for this class. You have to keep on track in this class because, again, of the way that I structured the assignments and the discussions and the way that everything culminates and leads up to that final project. Missing something in between really could be detrimental for you. So please, please, please read the syllabus thoroughly. Please, please, please print out that course schedule, and highlight things, check things off, whatever you want to do with it. But do not get halfway through the semester and then tell me that you have, you don't know where we are with the course schedule, because it's there and it's very important. So like I said, this week we're really not doing much other than introductions. I really just want to gauge where you all are at in terms of your understanding of research, your desire to do it or lack thereof, and just get to know each other. Some of you may just be starting this semester, and we want to welcome you to the program. And then we kind of hit the ground running, with the second module and leaping right into chapters 1 and 2. There are some weeks where I double up on chapters. I understand it's a lot of reading. I do. This book I found is very useful in conceptualizing both research and program evaluation as it applies to counseling. Other books don't necessarily do that. Some of them are more educational research focused. This one, I think, provides a really in-depth explanation of what research actually looks like, and it provides great examples to go along with that. So, I'll apologize in advance, but you've been forewarned. There's a lot of reading in this class. We also start out with doing some homework assignments. One of the biggest things that we're going to be doing at the beginning of this semester is making sure that you have a great foundation in terms of APA style, right? So Again, acknowledging that a lot of you have come from different backgrounds. MLA is typically the writing style used in a lot of undergraduate programs, and it is very different than APA. And so if you have not purchased your APA manual, again, really going to recommend that. There are a lot of great resources online. But having that manual right there, there were a lot of additions to the 7th edition in terms of language that's used, making sure that we're trying to eliminate bias, that we're using correct terminology. All of that is included in the 7th edition, and it's a very thorough text. So we're going to be focusing a lot on that because, again, at the end of this semester, I hope that those final projects that you're submitting to me in December are the best work that you can do. And part of that involves writing appropriately. And I can spot things, pretty easily at this point after reading so many papers and writing them and all of that. So, we will have kind of a mix. Some weeks there'll be discussions, some weeks there won't be. Some weeks there's going to be homework, some weeks there won't be. Sometimes we have blogs. There's a peer review aspect to this course too. So when you start to develop your program project, you're going to be working with your peers so that we can get again the best final product that you're providing to me in December with that final project. I'm not going to go into great detail looking at the course syllabus, okay, in terms of the assignments. Participation is really key. There's only 5 discussions. They're worth a good amount, right? 4 points for each discussion. I try to make discussions as easy as I possibly can for myself in terms of grading. And if I have like 15 discussions on one singular week, dividing them out into 0.2 points just doesn't work for my brain. So, make sure that you are getting into those discussion posts earlier in the week than later. Everything's going to open up course module wise on Fridays. I close my modules down until Friday. You will not see any modules prior to them opening up. There is no need to work ahead in this class, I promise you. So, make sure that you're getting in, looking at those course discussions, making sure that you're looking at other classmates' discussions and posting thorough and thoughtful discussions, unless I've mentioned it otherwise. So there are some discussions where I want you to be a little bit more, I don't know what the word is, now my brain is just kind of floated away from me, but I like discussions to be just that. I don't necessarily need citations. I don't want them to be, overly educational. I want your thoughts to come out in discussions. I want it to be as if we were in a classroom and we were talking to each other. And so some of them I will say, make it a little bit more formal. That's the word, formal. But others, I just really want you to put your thoughts out on that discussion board. Homework assignments / quizzes, they're really more homework assignments, not really quizzes per se. And so there are 3 of those, 10 points each. Again, those are going to be graded by me, and more of the kind of traditional, what are we learning in terms of research type homework assignments. The research analyses, there's 2 of them, and with this particular assignment, you will be looking at 2 quantitative research articles and then basically analyzing them. I want you to read over them, tell me where you found them, what were the results, how you interpret them. This is not copying and pasting from articles. This is not searching Wikipedia. This is using the library. Your best friend for this class will be the library. The library has great resources. That's where you're finding peer-reviewed journal articles, and that is what I'm looking for in this class, not web pages. Open source journals, depends on what it is, okay? By and large, my expectation is that if you are citing something in this class, it is coming from a peer-reviewed journal that is applicable to our profession, which is counseling. And so that, that's, again, something that I do feel needs to be said. There's also resources within the library, individuals, librarians that you can talk to, that if you need help, if you need a review on how to search for journal articles, they're there to help you. It's part of what you pay for in your tuition, so you might as well take advantage of it. And then finally, the program evaluation project, 30 points, bulk of your grade. You definitely want to, pay attention to this particular project. It is not a overly long-term paper, 5 to 7 pages, double spaced, relatively short. considering the things that you have to put in it. We will start working on your ideas for this. I don't structure this. I don't tell you this is the topic that you're writing on for this class. I have a certain approach to my style of teaching, my philosophy and theory of teaching, where it's kind of it's a constructivist theory. Okay, the constructivist background. I don't try to be on my high horse on a soapbox telling you that I know everything and that I'm always right. I learn so much from my students every single semester, and I love this aspect of the class, the program evaluation, because I provide you with the freedom to determine your own subject area. You get to pick your topic of interest. You get to pick the population that you want to be writing about and the type of counseling program that you would be quote unquote implementing, right? The hypothetical implementation of a counseling program. And so this project allows you to think about the population you want to eventually work with. It allows you to think about what needs are not being met within the world of counseling as it applies to that population. What community resources are available or not available. Starting to really dig into the nitty-gritty of the type of work that we do as counselors, because it's not just sitting there for 50 minutes talking with somebody and then letting them go out the door and that's all. So a lot of the work that we do is really advocacy based, and when we're thinking about program evaluation and ensuring that we're providing quality services to our clients, a lot of that does boil down to being advocates for our clients and the community and making sure that their needs are being met. So the program evaluation project allows you to start thinking about that. And it's done in two phases. The first, you're going to be doing a needs assessment. So again, just determining what population you want to think about, what types of needs might be out there for them. The second phase of it, you'll be developing a program evaluation project, right? So the actual program, implementing a hypothetical program for that particular client population. And the textbook does have more information on that, and I'll be guiding you through each and every step, of this project as we move along. It is important when you look at that course schedule to provide me with the phase 1 document, provide me with the phase 2 document, provide your peers with feedback. If I get a paper at the end of the semester that I've never seen before, it's likely there's going to be a lot of problems within that, and the grade's going to be reflective of the fact that I wasn't able to give you feedback midway through the semester or a month before the paper was due. Again, I like to make my life a little bit easier in December. It tends to be quite stressful. All 3 of my children were born in December, so I got a lot going on. And if I can ensure that you guys have, most of the modifications and adjustments done to your papers before we get into the Thanksgiving break, it makes my life easier and hopefully reduces your stress a little bit too in December, because again, I'm mindful it's stressful for students, and you're tired, and we're all tired at this point from everything, but so I try to make it easier for you. But it is very important that as we go through, you take my feedback into consideration as you're making changes, that you reach out to me if you have questions, if you're concerned about your paper, if you're confused. I will absolutely try to help you work through what the best type of, program might be, what it might look like. I'm not giving you answers, but I'm going to be there to guide you. And that's really how I see my role as your instructor in this class. So with that, I will leave you all to read over the attendance policies. I don't need to reiterate those to you. And then for each module within the syllabus, of course, I provided a little bit of an overview of what we'll be going over for each one. If there's ever a time whenever something on the syllabus doesn't match the course schedule, or something is not opening up on eCampus, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, it's just that I have just forgotten to uncheck a box or something very small like that. So feel free to just reach out, email me, and let me know, and I'll fix whatever the issue might be. I try to stay on top of things, but I am human. So And with that, I will leave you all to get to know each other a little bit more through those introductory discussions. If you were not able to get into the class before Friday, and this is your first time and you're just seeing everything kind of open up at once, don't worry, don't be concerned. I understand the first week or so, it can take a little bit of time to get life together, to get textbooks together and ordered and in. So just, keep me apprised of any issues that are going on. If you're having problems, we all try to say this, and I do try to say in every single class, if you are having problems, you got to let me know. I don't know unless you tell me. I'm only on the other side of a computer, an easy Zoom scheduled call, phone call if you're in the area and it's allowed. I tend to be in my office quite a bit, so you can always stop by and actually visit me in person, which would be amazing. But please let me know if you have any questions, concerns. Post questions on the course discussion board for that. And with that, I'll let you guys get to your reading, and I'll see you in Module 2.